Today I'm going to teach you how to make your sodium sulfide reductant solution that we used in the last module to reduce your media, and how to transfer anaerobic organisms. The important things you'll learn today are how to tell if your sulfide crystals have gone bad, how to boil and dispense your sodium sulfide solution, and how to aseptically transfer anaerobic microorganisms. One of the most important parts about making a sodium sulfide solution is to have good sodium sulfide. We keep ours on a desiccant to keep out any extraneous water. As you can see, the crystal on your right has a yellowish tint and is actually in some places starting to turn a little green and is cloudy. This indicates a crystal that is well past its prime and has gone bad. On the left is a crystal that is clear and not cloudy at all. This is how you want your sodium sulfide to look. Making the sodium sulfide solution is similar to making media in that we're going to boil water, but we will do it this time under straight nitrogen instead of nitrogen CO2. After you bring it back down to room temperature, you'll take your good sulfide crystal, which has been washed off, and put it into the flask. Now we're going to stopper this and pull out the gassing probe because sulfide can be toxic, and we will swirl it to get it to dissolve. Much like making media, we're going to dispense this in a similar fashion. We'll want to try and keep this capped at all times, so stick your gassing probe back in and try and keep the cap on. And you'll grab your pipetter and go ahead and put the cap back on and dispense into the tube, and you want to have your stopper ready so you can immediately close this up. Alternatively, you can do this all inside your anaerobic chamber. So after you've cooled down your water, you can tape over the top of the stopper like this, and this will keep it from coming off in the airlock. And at the same time, you'll want to cover your sodium sulfide with a chem wipe and take in everything else that you're going to need, and you can dispense it all inside the chamber, and then after you bring it back out, you can autoclave it. Now that you've made your sodium sulfide and your media is ready, it's time to transfer. So you'll want to grab your already grown up culture and your fresh tubes of media, and we'll start with a sterile gassing probe and your flame. So turn on your gas here and flame your probe. Now you'll get out your syringe and flush it out 5 or 6 times. And you'll hold this in, or in some cases you can just let it sit, like I'm going to do right now. And you'll take both of your tubes and flame them. You want to make sure that you're doing this kind of at an angle, because if you hold them upright like this, you're going to burn your culture. Okay? So, now that your syringe is ready, you'll go ahead and inject into your already grown up culture. Make sure you hold down the plunger so that it won't shoot up out of the tube, and you will pull out your culture. I'm going to pull this out halfway to make sure that it's not under any pressure. And then I'm going to immediately inject this into my other tube. You'll want to do this quickly and dispose of your needle properly. The quicker you do it, the more likely you are to get a good transfer without any oxygen. If your tube starts to turn pink, then you will know that you have oxygen in there and your culture will most likely be dead or stunted. Now that you've learned how to transfer, it's time for you to do it on your own. You may want to practice first, as quickness and accuracy is going to be the most important part of this. You might want to try first going from sterile medium into sterile medium without using live organisms to make sure you are doing it quickly enough that you're not getting oxygen contamination. In the next module, I will teach you how to make microcosms.